All right, dog lovers, we've got a great show for you on this episode of Cable Talk. Some basic dog training tips. I'm Barry Lee, and we're happy to have with us the owner and operator of 2x2 Training, Sarah Sikowski. And Sarah, it's great to have you with us on Cable Talk. And how did you get into dog training?
Well, it all started when I was about 10 years old or 9 years old with the family dogs. I always wanted horses, but we lived in the city, so I'd take the dogs in the backyard and train them to be horses. I would lunge them and teach them to walk, trot, and canter, and walk them to the park, walk them to get donuts. But it all started then. Just really had interest in dogs, and I just love the. It's just very rewarding to teach a dog something, and they learn so quickly, and they just love to do it for you.
We're going to find out that the problem is not so much with the dog as with the owners. And that's when you contract with somebody to train a dog. I mean, the groundwork is laid with the owner, because that's where consistency, that's where just basic understanding of the animal, the dog itself, is really important to before you even begin the first sit-stay.
Definitely. I definitely am very into what I call just laying a foundation. I only use the basic obedience commands to teach the owners how to correct their dog, how to praise their dog, but I only use the commands for that. We could use any other commands. We could teach them to jump over mailboxes or something, and it would still do the same, still give the same result, which is teaching the owners how to correct and praise the dog. My goal is always to start out important with the training, but then to become less and less important as the training goes along. The owners need to become more and more important with the training, and I want to become less important. I train them to train their dogs.
Okay. The dog itself, a pack animal, and I mean, people hear that and say, yeah, the dog's a pack animal. Right. So basically, what does that mean as far as a human and a dog living together?
That means that a dog naturally is looking for a leader. Anyone or any other animal the dog comes in contact with, they're going to test. Even well-trained dogs are going to test people. And they have a sixth sense in a way. In terms of knowing, is this an easy person? Is this someone who's going to show some authority over me, or can I, show some authority over them? They're always testing, and I know that we're not dogs, but they still, and there's a lot of controversy these days about.
That's all right. We're just sniffing the artificial flowers. That's all right.
He's my nature boy. We're not dogs, but still they do look at us in terms of that, and they know that they're in our house, in our den, in a way, and they're going to look on every other animal and every other person in there in a pack order, because that's their life.
Right.
For a dog, their life is the pack order and the pack ranking.
To see where they fit.
Right, and that's the purpose of their life. Everything they come in contact with, every person, they're just going to test, and they're going to see where they are on that ranking. So the idea is for us, for the family, for the husband, the wife, the children, to be the leaders, and the dog to be under them.
So, like, let's take the example of a dog that jumps up on you.
Yes.
And we yell at the dog, and then when the dog jumps back down and sits down, and we're scolding, no, don't you do that.
Right.
And we don't realize, you informed us that we're scolding the dog when it's sitting and being obedient.
Right. Right. The correction, and it doesn't matter really how you do a correction, whether if it's a correction with a leash or a correction with your knee when they jump, but a correction has to be about that quick. The timing is everything. When the dog does a behavior that you don't like, you correct it when he's in the middle of doing it. You correct it right then. Then immediately after that, you praise them if they respond. If they don't respond, the next time you have to correct them a little bit firmer. But you're looking for a response, and most often the response will be a head towards you. That's usually what it'll be. They'll look at you and, okay.
Yeah.
And that's when you praise. So if they're jumping on you, and the best way that I know to correct that is just stick your knee up and hey, and use your voice at the same time so they know that the correction's coming from you. So it'd be hey, and then good when they stop. If they don't stop, then hey, even a little bit harder.
Okay.
But a lot of people would say, hey, no. And that no, now you're abusing them. Now you're correcting them too late. Now you're correcting them for sitting there and looking at you and being good.
That's true. That's true. So we need to think before we speak.
Exactly. Exactly. Because you want to correct them for the behavior of jumping up. You want to praise them for sitting down. So when they respond by stopping and looking at you, then that's praise. It's not, no, you don't jump.
As far as like some training tools, like you hear some people say using a can of marbles or pennies.
Or shake a can of pennies.
Yeah. What's your feeling on that?
My feeling on that is as we love to praise them, and as every praise and every feeling of affection and love comes from us, the correction should also. They don't sell any gadgets at PetSmart to praise a dog. They don't sell a special wand that you can praise your dog with and pet you. No, we use our hands, and we use ourselves, and we use our voice, and that's the same way it should be with the correction. The shaking a can of pennies, that'll teach them to be scared of a can of pennies. Squirting a squirt gun at them if they're getting into something you don't want them to in the house, having a squirt gun on the coffee table and then squirting them with it is going to teach them to be scared of that squirt gun. But we also don't want to teach them to be scared of us. We just want that respect. That's why it's a quick correction. It's a quick correction. As soon as they recognize, it's a lot of praise. Good boy, and praise for that.
Yeah,
because that's how they want things. Dogs need things black and white. Black and white, and that's how all of nature is. I mean, that's why porcupines have quills and things like that, because if another animal comes up, he's going to stick him with quills, and that's going to be that. And the animal's going to learn, whoa, black and white. Either yeah. I want quills or
I don't.
or I don't. And that's how it needs to be. We need to learn to speak like dogs and not try and think that they're going to understand us as humans.
Okay, good point. Good point. On your list here too, we tend to raise our voices, thinking that we're going to get their attention more, by doing that, and yet, we forget that their hearing is better than ours.
Right. It's like if you're speaking to someone who has their second language is English or something, and so they have a hard time. So then you speak like this, thinking
it's going to get through. Yeah.
But it doesn't. No, it's more tone of voice with dogs than volume. It's the correction needs to be hey in a toner voice, and then in a lower tone. And the praise is always in, oh, the good puppy. But so a lot of people make the mistake of saying, no, no, no. That's praise. That's praise.
That's right. It's in that higher level.
That's right. So that's why the correction just needs to be, I like the word hey or ah. A lot of people will use more often. Yeah. Or hey, or some kind of guttural tone that's similar to a growl for them.
Right.
Because they're used to hearing your voice like this, and if you throw in a hey, they're not going to like that very much.
Good point. Good. And you wanted to give a quick plug here in the short time that we have here about that shelter animals. A lot of people think that if I adopt a dog that's not a puppy, then I can't put my training and my imprint on it. That that it's already got bad habits. But when it comes into your home, you say it's a new pack. That you can start fresh with an adult dog, and the adult dogs need the homes.
Definitely. I got him when he was 10 months old from the Humane Society. And of course, I had no idea what his past was. And a lot of people seem to get hung up on their past, and what if they were abused, and if the dog has trouble learning a command, they immediately think, oh, they must have been beaten into this command. But what the dog really needs is like you said, he's entering a new pack. This is his fresh start on life, fresh start. So just go right away with some training, some good training, and just get right into it and make things black and white. No guilt for their past life, no wondering, oh, what happened to them, a feeling that you have to make up for it. Okay. You're going to help them by showing things black and white, and praise for the good things, correction for the wrong things. And that's what dogs need, just guidance.